These earbuds sit on top of your ears and have active noise cancellation. Let's check them out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the Lytmi CozyFit G1 open earbuds. Now, right off the bat, I got to tell you, the box was incorrect. The box says these are the CozyFit 2 Pro, but I assure you, they're the CozyFit G1 as detailed on the bottom of the case and in the instruction manual. So I have to say, I've never experienced a misboxed package before, but they're really interesting headphones anyway, or earbuds, not sure what to call them actually, because they sit on your ear. So the one part goes behind your ear and the other part just basically sits on your ear. You can see in this close-up how it actually fits. And that's everything. It's super easy to work with. Let me go ahead and put the other one in too. And they are running Bluetooth 5.4, so they're already connected and ready to go, which is nice. And they have, actually interestingly, they have elliptical drivers. So they're 11 by 15 millimeter drivers, Bluetooth 5.4, and they have active noise cancellation, which is an interesting idea when they're not covering up your ear canal. In fact, I found the ANC didn't really accomplish much, but we'll get back to that. Now, the case gives you 3 more charges, and they run for 6 hours if you have ANC enabled, or 8 hours if you don't. So all told, you're going to get about 30 hours of playtime. When they do need to be recharged, there's USB-C on the back and a USB-A to USB-C cable included. Like I said, comes with a user manual, and that also gives you the link for the very important Lytmi Connect app. So let's jump into that app and I'll show you what kind of features it offers. And it's a pretty nicely done app. So we'll launch it, and now you can see that my earbuds are here, and I will choose them, and there we go. So you can see the batteries are all nice and charged, and I do not have active noise cancellation. I can tap on noise cancellation and I do not hear much difference. And you do have EQ settings where you can go and emphasize the bass or the vocal or the treble. I'm leaving them on default. For me, that seems to work best. And I will tell you, as is common with sort of like first generation open earbuds, there's not a lot of bass here. These are very treble heavy sort of audio playback. The latest generation of open earbuds from some other companies that I've reviewed actually give you bass and give you a very different audio experience than these, but these are still entirely functional. Now, in addition to the EQ settings, you can also do find earphones, and you can go into button settings, and that gives you the ability to change the tap panels. They have built-in touchpads, so you can do pause, play, answer phone, next track, previous track. You can see that there are some different options I can choose. I can go to voice assistant. I can have it just disabled entirely. We'll just leave that on play, pause. So all of that's very handy. And then on the top right is that little gear icon. If I tap on that, then I actually get to some perhaps more important settings, including firmware. So it's going to check to see if I'm running the latest version of the firmware. And when I first did this, it did do an update. Let's see what it does here. I would assume it doesn't need to update again because this was only 48 hours ago, but we'll find out. It's thinking, it's chatting with the server somewhere probably on the other side of the globe. So, not sure why it's taking so long. I'll come back when it comes back. It never did come back, so I assume there's just some temporary issue with their server. I'll try again in a couple of hours, but suffice to say, checking your firmware version is very important. And there is a digital version of the user guide, which you can get to in Chinese. One hopes they also have an English version. I do not see the English version yet, but perhaps that's coming soon. So that's all the functionality in the app. Now, while we're at it, let's actually hear its voice pickup. So I'm going to go to voice memos, and so now what you're hearing is my voice is picked up by the Lytmi CozyFit G1 open earbuds with ANC. And as you can hear, the voice pickup's actually quite credible. It actually sounds quite good. But I really want to talk about the music playback. So let me switch back to my regular microphone. Oh, before I get to the audio, let me say one more thing is that they are, number one, super lightweight. They're less than a quarter ounce each. So as I have these on, I can easily forget that I have them actually sitting on my ears because I can still hear everything in the environment around me. Now, if I play music, then that music then to some extent competes with my environmental noises. So these are not the kind of design that you want for a commute. These are not going to be really great on an airplane or a train or a bus. And if you're in a noisy environment, they're probably not going to be great. But if you're gardening, if you're doing a run or a bicycle, or you're at the gym or something, these could be really good because they're open. They're incredibly comfortable, and you don't have any issues with sweat or anything. In fact, they're IPX4 water and dust resistant. So even if you are sweaty, it's not going to affect the actual earbuds themselves. But that brings us to the sound. And I will say they sound okay. They're pretty budget open ear headphones or open earbuds, whatever you want to call them. And so there's a lot of treble, there's not a lot of bass, kind of what you expect with this design for the most part. And the issue that I had more than anything was the volume. Now, maybe I'm expecting them to get super loud, but all I could say was that I had my phone on full volume, and I would still say that they were producing medium volume level. Now, it might be different on an Android phone, and it might be different on your phone. There might even be some setting in the app that I haven't noticed that actually gives you like volume boost or something, or maybe that's coming in the next version of firmware. Maybe it's stalled out because a lot of people are updating their firmware right now. But as is, I really like the design. And I really like the case. Let me give you some close-ups as I continue talking. But the case design is very simple. It's really easy to work with. They're very comfortable. They're really easy to take on and off. You don't have to worry about hygiene if you loan them to someone else. There's no different size ear tips to adjust. All of those are real pluses. The only downside that I have is that it's not giving you a full audio reproduction. So if you want to listen to your favorite house music with great drops, they're not going to be here at all. You're just not going to hear them. But if you're listening to podcasts or audiobooks or talking on the phone, these could be great. Or if you're listening to music and you're okay with the fact that it's not going to give you a lot of bass, then these again are going to be really nice for you. I will also say that the ANC, as far as I could tell, accomplished very little. As I would expect, it's really hard for active noise cancellation to work when your ears are still open and exposed to all of the environmental noises around you. So I kind of wonder if the ANC was something they were experimenting with, and it might or might not show up in future versions of these actual open earbuds. But all of that being said, and all of those limitations being listed, and the weirdness of the wrong box being mentioned, I will say these are pretty interesting. And if you primarily listen to the human voice, these are really, really good for that. And as you heard, its audio pickup is entirely useful and functional for phone calls and such. So these might be a good choice for you. So they are definitely ones to consider. I will highly encourage you to take into account the pros and cons and maybe look at what some other reviewers have said before you make the purchase decision, though they're not that expensive. So we do need to talk price. Before we get there, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon for notifications of my new content. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up if you found this to be of value. And if you didn't, leave me a comment with what you wish I would have tested, demonstrated, or talked about, because I'm always looking to improve my videos. All right, well, let me pull one off here. These are the Lytmi CozyFit G1 open earbuds, and they are $69.99 at lytmi.co, and they are on and off available through Amazon. And so you might do a little price comparison before you acquire a pair, but these are pretty interesting. I will tell you, Lytmi has a new generation of these coming out, and I expect that they're going to address a lot of the issues that I've just mentioned. So keep your eyes open for the rest of their product line. That's all I got. I'll hope to catch you in my next video.